Hey there, welcome. I promised I would be back live at 3 o'clock to do this stuffed artichoke tutorial. Now I know it's intimidating, they're a little prickly, you can get a little hurt. And I've always said it's a labor of love when I do this for my family, but they do request them every single week. So I've gotten to where I feel like I'm an expert, and you can too, I promise you. So what you're gonna do to start off, I'm gonna come back after we do the prep of the artichokes. I'm gonna make the stuffing, and then we're going to steam them. So during that steaming time, I will let you go, and then we'll come back, stuff them, and bake them for just a few minutes. It's like 10 to 15 minutes. They get a nice golden, the breadcrumbs get a nice golden brown color and crunch, and it's really good. So, and then I will show you how to eat them, take them apart and eat them, and that's the best part, of course. So you're gonna start off with your artichoke, and what I would say is, it's a great idea to, well, with all produce, we all know, we need to, rinse them off. They've been in the grocery store, give them a good rinse. Any of the leaves that are down towards the bottom of the stem, you're gonna just want to pull them off. You can just pull them off because you're gonna cut the stem off. But I learned from master Italian chef Lydia Bastianich that the stem is an extension of the artichoke heart, and that's the meaty part that, when you get artichoke hearts in a dip or, like in the jar with oil or vinegar or whatever, that's the part, the very bottom. And so she says you could just throw them in with the steam water. I have never done it, and I kind of feel now that I know that, I feel wasteful when I throw them away. But anyway, you can throw them in and steam them and eat them because they are an extension of the heart. So, but if you do that, you're like, if you have a big artichoke like this, I would obviously cut the end of that off. So I've got pretty much most of them around the edge here. And then we're just going to cut that off right at the base so that we can stand up and work with it. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Let's see, and I need new knives, people. That's gonna be happening soon. Okay, perfect. See, that stands up nicely. Hey Trin, thanks for joining. You were only able to find small ones? Like how small? Really small? Like half the size of this? Okay, so I'm gonna do that to my second artichoke. So I'm making two today, and I have found that we sometimes have this as just a main meal, honestly. And I'll get three, and we have a family of 5. I have 3 kids, and my husband and I. So we will get 3 and just have that, and maybe another vegetable or something. Great weeknight, meatless meal if you want it to be. We try to be weekday vegetarians. I always say try because we're not always successful, but we are definitely attempting to make that move. So you can omit the meat in here. We have salami or supersada as a little, it's kind of studded throughout the breadcrumbs, and it gives it a really delicious flavor. But when we have done it during the week, we'll just add the Kalamata olives, and we'll add capers to it. I think I said on the ingredients list you can do either or both, which are delicious if you have. So we'll do that, and you can make it completely vegan and omit the cheese if you want to, and use nutritional yeast or vegan cheese. And you can make it gluten-free if you need to also. With breadcrumbs, I've used chickpea breadcrumbs. You have supersada and olives. You do it, girl. That's what I'm saying. It's so good. It's a weekend splurge, right? Okay, so this is what we got going on. I mentioned for kitchen tools, you want to have some kitchen shears. I have already washed these. Yes, Trin, I washed these. I don't know if you caught that, but I recommended that you definitely want to just give them a good rinse. And you're going to start from the outer layers, and you'll notice they're prickly, right? So you just want to get the tips off. I'm going to do one on this side and then just show you. So it's going to look like that. You just want to get that sharp part off. And I'll usually make my way all the way up to the top first, and then kind of just, you know, turn it. Then we're gonna kind of open them up, and we're gonna go as far as we can inside, and that's where it gets a little tricky and gets a little sharp. So let's start by doing some of these together. Just with water. Yeah, no problem. I just rinse them off with water. Kind of get in. I open it as much as you can while they're like this, and then shake them out really good. Oh, and the other thing is as you cut them, if you're doing several, some people care about whether or not they start to brown or not. I don't, because I'm gonna toast them up in the oven anyway, and they might get a little brown. And it's just a preference. If you don't want them to brown, you can rub them down with a little bit of lemon juice. Take like a half a lemon and just rub it down. Or I guess you could soak them in lemon water. I've never done it because I didn't really ever feel like it was necessary. Don't need an extra step with this because like I said, it's a labor of love. But once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. So I got that side pretty much done. So I'm gonna spin and keep going. Kitchen shears are the best. So I use them for cutting up herbs. I use them for cutting up. I used it to cut up my supersada. Check that out. Little dice there. Love it. I really try to use them for everything as much as I can. And I have a bunch of different pairs, and I'm always telling people, these are strictly for kitchen use only. Don't open, you know, boxes with them or whatever. Sometimes it's hard with kids for them to listen, or husbands, right? How you doing? Why do you need to cut these? Yeah, no, they're just sharp. They're like prickers. So you don't want to eat that part. That's the only reason why. And when we do eat them, like I'll show you once they come out, but we're gonna pull the leaves, like gently tug on the leaves to pull them out, and it's the bottom of the leaf that has a little bit of meat of the artichoke on it, not the supersada meat, but the artichoke meat on it. So you're actually going to slide it down your teeth, glide your teeth down, and get that little bit of meat and all that stuffing that's on there. And then my kids get so excited about the artichoke heart, and so when we're working on the leaves, working on it. Okay, so I've got all the way around, and now you can start to like open them up. Okay, so now we still have this, but I like to go as far as I can into the middle because I don't want to miss any of these leaves. So I'm so excited. You're excited, Trin. You've got you're almost done with yours. Good. Okay, I'm gonna keep going so that there's a fly in the house today, and I need for my dogs to catch it, or cats. Somebody, please. It's annoying me. So I'm going and I'm going. So just be careful of these prickers because they can get nasty. And this is something if you want to do it ahead of time, if you want to do it in the morning and you're having them at night, or you can even do it the day before. Like I said, if you don't want them to brown, just rub them with the lemon juice. Some people scoop out the choke, which is, the more really sharp and fuzzier part down below. But I just keep it in. I try to go as far as I can, like I said, down in here. And I'm gonna show you. You may start to see in yours the purple. And those are prickly too. They're very tender in the inside there. They're really nice. And you'll notice when you get to those I actually eat the whole leaf. Now you'll know, like when you have it in your mouth, whether or not it's too woody or not. Like these outer leaves, there's no way you can eat you can't eat the whole outside, but you're gonna scrape them down and you're gonna eat that meat that's at the base of it. But these little yellow leaves in the inside, they're so good. They're so good. So that's why I don't leave the prickers on. I'm calling them prickers. I don't know what they are, but see that? Okay. And you can even, like some of the purple ones, if they're just too hard to get or whatever, I don't know. You can just pull them out. I'll show you just with one like that. But that would be a tasty one. So I try to go as far as I can. I don't like to waste any artichoke. My husband does not. He absolutely became a convert with the artichokes and is one of the ones that requests them. He said growing up he remembers having them and he hated the smell of them cooking, but now absolutely loves them. So anyway, he doesn't eat the heart. I don't know. He just is satisfied with the leaves. But my kids and we just love the heart. So I'm going to show you how to do that carefully because we're going to cut it from the bottom after we eat a bunch of the leaves. We cut the bottom and it is attached to that choke, so you have to be careful that you don't get any of that. So, oh, hey Dad, I'm so glad. I'm gonna wave. I'm so glad you're on. Yay. And hi Jay. Okay, so I got one done. How's everybody doing? You had a typo, Trin. What were you trying to say? I don't know. Okay. All right, I'm gonna try to be faster about this because then we're gonna get to the stuffing. I don't know where you're all at. My Valentina's on the stairs next to me watching. She's my tiny grazer. I've been posting her with some Mama and Me charcuterie. Right, Val? Yeah, it's okay. Like, guys, I'm doing a live video, so you gotta be quiet. Let's see. Do you need to preheat the oven now? You don't have to now, especially like in the summertime. I don't know where you are at, but I'm in South Carolina. It's already hot here. Don't have to preheat it until they're almost done steaming. So, once we're done cutting these, they're gonna go into a large pot with a couple inches of water. And I mentioned, I didn't bring it in here with me. I did not mention a steam basket. You don't need a steam basket, but for a long time I used them with the artichokes, but they've been getting bigger and bigger and I can't even fit them in. These artichokes are amazing. So I can't even fit them in a steam basket, but if you have one, you can use it. You don't need it. It doesn't really affect it. The artichokes, just sit in a couple inches of water and they're not it's not seeping in or anything like that. The one thing I want to tell you about the water situation though, and I've done this several times, even when my mom was just visiting and the artichokes are her favorite, and I started making them because of her mother, my grandma Bonnie, who's 90 years old. She makes stuffed artichokes every Christmas Eve for the Feast of the Seven Fishes, but she's always done just the bread, pretty much I think it's breadcrumbs, cheese, like Romano cheese or Parmesan cheese, probably Romano, and a little bit of olive oil, and she bakes them, and they're always one of my favorite things on the menu. Getting there with this one. And so then I started making them this way based on my dad's stuffed pepper recipe. He makes these stuffed cherry peppers that are insanely good with the whole mixture that we're gonna have in the artichoke. So it's like a combination of the two. Anyway, when Mom was here, back to what I'm trying to say, we were cooking the artichokes, we're steaming them, and we forget to make sure to keep tabs on the water. You don't want it to burn because then you get this stinky burning artichoke smell throughout the house. And I've done it several times. So just make sure you have enough water that it doesn't come out. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. So yeah, you just want to make sure you have a couple inches to start. You're going to keep it on medium and cover them. And that's all that's going in is the artichokes, a couple inches of water, and you got a lid on the pot, and we're going to be good to go. And I may even turn mine on so that I don't have to get up to make the stuffing. I'll run out of the room for a second. I'm in my dining room. You can see I'm in my dining room with my tower garden over here. I have to always talk about my tower garden. It's the best. It's growing ridiculously every day. So fast. Can't wait to eat from it. We're only at 2 weeks of growth. I'll be eating lots of yummy veggies from that. starting probably next week. The salad is creeping, and my rainbow chard is really creeping and very tempting. Okay, let's see. Oops. Okay. I don't know what I just did. Okay. I have not been on Instagram really for lives. I've done a couple stories, I think, live, and I'm trying to get better. I'm 40, so I'm trying to be hip to the Instagram game. I just turned 40. I'm trying, people. I'm trying. I'm really comfortable with Facebook, so, you know, we have to be challenged and feel a little uncomfortable to grow, right? So that's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm almost done with this. I hope you guys are doing well. Couple more. And, you know, you can sit and do this in the afternoon or the morning, whatever you want. Listen to some music, listen to a podcast, get ready, or if you're doing it in the afternoon on a Saturday, have a cocktail. It's fun. And it will be a really fun thing to serve to your family or friends, and they'll think you're really cool and fancy. I'm getting there with this middle. Trin, I can't wait to see your pictures after you're done. If anybody does this, I would love for you to share your pictures and, you know, hashtag Fresh Foodie Mama. I should do a hashtag that's Fresh Foodie Mama's stuffed artichokes, right? Oh, man. This is tight. See how tight that one is right there in the middle? I'm still going to pull it apart and just kind of like that. It's a very relaxing exercise. I agree. It's one of those things. It's just therapeutic. And as I mentioned a few times in my other posts, they're just such a great, nutritious vegetable that people are intimidated by, but they're so tasty and so full of goodness. You just gotta try. So these are pretty low. Each artichoke is individual and unique, like people. So you just have to bear with it. I'm pretty ouch, got me. That one got me. I'm gonna pull out a few of these little ones in the inside. Is it normal for browning to happen after you clip the leaves? Yes. So that's why I was saying, oh, I missed one over here. On this one, I just noticed. If it bothers you, it doesn't do anything to the taste or anything. If it bothers you, the looks of it, just rub it with a lemon. Okay. I am good to go. So I just kind of open it a little bit, help it open a little. Aren't they just so beautiful? Man, they're pretty. This one has a deeper purple on the inside. So now I'm going to put them into my pot. Oh, that fly, I'm telling you. Let's show you what I got going on here. Okay, so I'm going to just put them in. And I'm going to run to the stove, put them on with the lid. And it's going to be about a half hour. Okay, so I would say medium for a half hour. Check the water throughout that time to make sure that you still have water. If you have to add a little water, make sure you do. Okay, be right back. Okay, so I mentioned about a half hour. So if it's not been on the stove yet, obviously, to get that water boiling, it may need a little longer. It may need like 40 minutes. So just check them. You'll notice that they look like they're starting to open up. The leaves are definitely softer. Be careful though. I would recommend using kitchen tongs to pull them out of that. If you're not using a steam basket and you're just steaming them in the water like I am, I would just get some kitchen tongs and grab them out carefully. They might, depending on your tongs, how good they are. If they're not dollar store ones like mine, you'll probably be okay. But yeah, just check them when they get soft enough, and we'll start on the filling. Okay, Also, before I do, I just have to show you guys what I've been working on really quick because I have it next to me. Some new custom boards. It's hard to see with the reflection. This is like a food safe resin, and this is like so totally new, but just wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing some smaller boards, still doing the milk paint monograms on my big boards, but that's one of the new things I'm doing. Okay, so we're gonna start off with 2 cups of panko. Again, you can use whatever breadcrumb type you like. If you're gluten-free, I have had some luck with chickpea breadcrumbs, so 2 cups. And give or take a little bit with everything, guys. This is a stuffing, so you know, if you have too much, then use it to stuff other things. You can stuff peppers, I love it on spaghetti squash. This is a really good go-to stuffing mix. Like I mentioned, it was my dad's cherry pepper recipe, stuffed cherry pepper recipe. Okay, so then we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of the supersada or salami. I have it just diced up. However, you get it kind of small pieces. Same with Parmesan or Romano cheese. You can dice it up. I just happen to take the block and just grated it. But you definitely could do the same, you know, small little dice like the supersada. So pop that, about a 1/4 cup, 1/4 to 1/2, I think I got there. And I'm doing the olives. So the Kalamata olives, these did not come sliced, so I just sliced them in half. I like them about that size, depending on how you like it. If you don't like big chunks, then you can dice them up, you know, smaller like the supersada is. Sometimes I buy them already sliced, but so there goes the Kalamata olives. And let's see, now we're gonna do some spices. So I do a 1/2 of a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt, love it. Same 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. You can hear the water from my tower garden dripping. Sorry, it's on every 45 minutes for 15 minutes, so let me know, make sure that you can hear me. Can you hear me still? Oh, this fly, I'm so over you right now. Okay, can't get that back on for some reason. All right, and then a teaspoon of either dried, if you're gonna do dried parsley, do a teaspoon, or a tablespoon of fresh. My parsley that I had outside is just not looking great, so I do have fresh basil though going. I should use that, but for the best interest right now with time and all, and I've got it right here, I'm going to do dried basil. So a teaspoon of that. How cute are these measuring spoons? They're like a rose gold. They're from Giada De Laurentiis, her Giadzi line. Love it. I don't want it to work, but you know, what are you gonna do? Okay. And pepper, you wanna, you know what, I don't even have, I just have my cracked pepper, which I definitely need more of. I'm just gonna do it in there, but you can do a 1/2 teaspoon of that also. We love black pepper. So I'm gonna do a good bit of it. Okay. Questions? Okay. So I think what's left is just going to be the olive oil, and you just want enough olive oil to bind it. So I have a 1/2 cup here, but you might get away with a 1/4 cup. Just mix it through, and I'm going to do about 1/2 and just see how it looks. I have this lovely handled bowl, mixing bowl here. So yeah, that was a 1/4 cup virgin olive oil. May put the rest in. It'll just keep it together a little bit, but I mean, I think it's fine with a 1/4 cup, but you be the judge of that, what your mixture looks like. And the awesome thing about this stuffing is there's nothing raw in it, so you can just taste it and see how, you know, if it needs more salt, needs more herbs, just tweak it as you see fit. And feel free to add things that, you know, any other herbs. I just do parsley and basil because that's just my standard go-to. But I happen to have fresh cilantro. You know, you can do different combinations. I love herbs de Provence, and you can put some of that in there. All right, so we're looking good on this end. I hope you guys have yours together. So that's the mixture that's going in. So I am going to wait for those beauties to steam up, and then I'm going to come back live and we will stuff them. You know, you want to let them cool down just like a couple minutes so you can actually handle them. We're going to put them into a casserole dish, stuff them right in there, and then pop them into the oven and bake them for about 10 to 15 minutes. So I will be back to show you the steamed artichokes in a little bit.